Hey Scrappy friends, it's Audrey. Welcome back to the Summer Scrappin series. Today is day 5, and today my guest is Danny Visser, and Danny is on the Confessions of a Paper Addict team with me. Today I am using a cut file. This one isn't from Confessions of a Paper Addict, and honestly I don't know where this one came from. It also might be a Silhouette Studio one from the Silhouette store. It's called a tiled background, and my picture today is, of course, from last summer, and it was a little mini golf outing that we had. And when I was looking through background cut files, I thought, you know what, this background cut file reminds me a little bit of how, like, the little mini golf greens are laid out when you go mini golfing. So that's what my kind of inspiration here is. So each little box just reminded me of a little mini golf area. So I cut that out from white cardstock, and I have my 3x4 photo there, and I decided, because I was going with the mini golf theme, that I am going to back all of these rectangles with green shades of paper. So I dug through my stash and I pulled out a ton of different papers with greens on them, all different shades and values of greens. There's some really old Studio Calico papers, I think Simple Stories, and some Cartabella, and some Fancy Pants. So lots of different greens. I'm not going to show you me backing this whole thing, but essentially what I do is I, excuse me, I flip the cut file upside down and I trace on the back of the pattern paper, and that way you don't see the pencil lines. I've just recently figured this out, by the way, that if I trace in the back I don't have to erase my pencil lines, which I can't believe it took me that long to figure that out. But so there you can see my cut file completely backed with the green, and I'll come back to that in a minute and you'll see it. But I pulled out this kind of peachy coral color, kind of artsy background. I wanted something to really contrast the green, but I didn't really want it to be super bright, so I kind of like this lighter peach color. I think it adds a really nice contrast to the greens. It really lets the greens pop. So I'm just going to add some white gesso here, and that white gesso dries pretty clear. It doesn't tone it down too much. I'm going to put that to the side while it dries, and while it's drying I'm going to go back and start figuring out what I'm going to do for embellishments here for my little mini golf greens. So I pulled out 2 collections. I pulled out this Simple Stories one. I think this one's Hello Summer, and maybe it was last summer or the year before. And the other collection is a Jen Hadfield collection, I think, from American Crafts. Oh yeah, you can see the label there on the chipboard. By the way, I got that chipboard at Tuesday morning, which is no longer open by me. I'm so sad. But anyway, the colors kind of matched, and from these 2 collections, and I really liked the bright pops of colors. I liked kind of the fun embellishments, and I really think they kind of complemented the green. And, you know, I'm thinking like mini golf course, like there's a lot of attractions and bells and whistles and bright colors and fun things to see. So I think these collections will really highlight that theme. I just went through the die cut pack and I literally just pulled out a few things that I thought would go, a couple flowers, some phrases, some circle shapes. I thought the circles, as I was putting the circles on, I'm like, oh, maybe I should put like on each of the little greens like a little golf ball. So I do go back through with some enamel dots later, and that was kind of my thought process there. So I fussy cut out this title that says fun, and I really like it. And by the way, when I was putting my pattern papers, my green pattern papers behind the cut file, I purposely left the one on the left, all the way to the left, by the word fun there, with a solid green, because I was thinking about doing journaling in there. But you can see I'm trying to put my title there as well, and I don't like how the letter N in fun blends in with that particular color rectangle. I know that's so picky, but I feel like when you look at it, just for a second, you just see the FU and you don't see the N. So that kind of bothers me a little bit. So I'm going to second guess on whether or not I want to use that that word fun as my title. Okay, so I put the cut file back on there and I lightly traced around some of the areas with a white pen just so I could kind of gauge where to do my mixed media. And I spritzed a little bit in the middle because I wanted to see you know, how dark it was going to be and if that was the right color I was going to use. So I am using a couple shimmers and a couple Yeah, mostly shimmers here I think I'm using, and then I go back with a couple, oh yeah, splatters here of the Heidi Swapp Color Shine and Coral, but I like the shimmers. You know, it just adds a really, really soft color to the background. And then of course that pop of green with the citron mists here. And that is dry, and now I'm going to go back and kind of reorganize my embellishments. And I'll just move these around a little bit and kind of tuck them. I was trying to decide if I wanted things to stick out from behind the cut file, and I decided I didn't want to. I think I wanted everything to be within, almost everything to be within the lines of the cut file. And also when I was placing these flowers inside the cut file, I'm thinking to myself, okay, do I want the flowers to be completely inside each rectangle, or do I want them to kind of overlap from one rectangle to the next? Excuse me. And I decided that I liked how they overlapped. I just felt it made it move a little bit better, and it kind of disrupted those harsh lines between each section. So I like the little flowers overlapping the rectangles from one to the next. So I have this stash of brads, and it's a summer collection. I think it's from My Mind's Eye, maybe, I don't remember. It's kind of old. I haven't used like actual real brads in a very long time. So I work for a few minutes to kind of pick off the prongs. You can see the gold prongs kind of scattered on my desk there. So I picked off all the prongs, and now you can see where I've put those. Well, they were brads, but now they're kind of like enamel dots without the sticky back. Some of the dots on some of the rectangles. And I added a couple other brads around the page. And these brads were lined with kind of a gold finish. And then I found the sticker sheet for this collection, which I had forgot about when I started going through the embellishments. And I'll just take a couple of these phrase stickers and stick them within some of the rectangles. This one, I liked it. It says Paradise Found, but it just wasn't fitting in a rectangle. And I didn't like the phrase stickers overlapping, so I tried to squeeze it in this square here, but it kind of gets covered up by the photo, so I ended up taking that one off. So I have the two clusters of circles, one at the top and one at the bottom, and I really felt like I needed a third something over on the left by the title to kind of, I don't know, pull your eye that way a little bit more. You know, I'm just kind of going through, do I want a cluster of flowers? Do I want some circle stickers? What do I want to put over there? So this is where I decided that I really don't like that word fun. I mean, I love all of those titles in that collection that have these big, bright, bold letters, but it just, I don't know, it just wasn't working for me. So I'm going to change it, and I'm going to add this Good Times sticker and put some more little flowers over here to kind of pull from the cluster of flowers that's over on the right. And I'll fiddle around with these flowers and leaves and get them exactly where I want. Now I actually have room in this rectangle to add my journaling too, so I'm kind of happy that I switched that title and went to the smaller Good Times and didn't have that big letter N overlapping that whole rectangle. So that makes me feel a little bit better about that. And I think I'm going to have that one cluster coming off the edge of the paper. I don't have anything else coming off the edge of the paper, but I kind of just like that little bit of interest. I just want to add a few little more details. I fussy cut out a couple of these tiny blue flowers, and I'll just scatter those a little bit around here and there. These are going to go around the outside. I just felt like I needed little tiny things outside of the cut file. Voila, there we go. Okay, moving on. I will now go through and add my title, which is just going to be Mini Golf Good Times. And I was hemming and hawing if I wanted to add green letters for my title, so I had pulled out a couple sets of green alphas, and I decided just to go with the white. I think just having the green stand out in the cut file backing works. So I'm going to leave the title kind of white. Not kind of white, it is white. So it's going to be Mini Golf Fun. And this tool right here, a friend of mine showed me at a crop I went to a couple months ago, and I hold it up to the screen so you can see. It's called a jewel picker, and it has like these sticky knobs at the end that help you pick up things. And it's kind of amazing, but it's weird when you touch the knobs, they don't feel sticky. but they can pick up things like enamel dots and small little bits. So I was using this tool to help me dot my I's with those teeny tiny stickers. So I love that tool. It's really cool. I kind of forgot I had it. So I'm going to keep it out so it is handy so I can pick up little things. Okay, time to start gluing all this stuff down, and there is a lot of stuff to glue down. So I started with my photo and then realized, oops, I haven't glued on all these other little bits and I have to glue the cut file down yet, so I'll come back to the photo in a minute. And I've got to glue down all of the letters and the chipboard and put stuff behind these brads, and yeah, there's a lot of little bits to put here. So I'm using foam squares on almost everything. Different sizes of foam squares. These foam squares actually fit up underneath the brads, which was convenient as well. And I think I speed this part up a little bit more because really it's just me putting adhesive on. It's kind of like watching paint dry. I mean, everything's there in the same spot. So yeah, I'm just going to put those little foam squares on. This pack of foam squares I have, well, not the circle ones, but the other square ones are from Oriental Trading Company, and I buy them in bulk, and I really love them because they come in 3 different heights. So they're not just like 3 different size foam squares, they also give you more or less depth of what you're putting on your page. Okay, so I glued the cut file down with the liquid glue, and I forgot to put that on. My photo was already sticky because I put adhesive on that a little while ago. Just making sure all my little bits are on there. I think I'm just going to glue the rest of the stuff down. That's it. I do add my journaling with a white pen in my journaling block, and I throw the date in there somewhere in one of those extra blocks. And that is it. Yeah, so I love these bright colors. It definitely feels like it's going with my theme. And well, this photo is super cute. By the way, this picture, my cousin came to visit us last summer with her like 4-month-old baby, and she beat us all at mini golf, but with putting one-handed while nursing and holding a baby. So, and she won a special prize at the end because she got it in the 18th hole, like in the special thing. She was pretty amazing at this. So anyhow, it was really fun. So there are all the close-ups. You can see all the details there. You can kind of see those foam squares under those brads, but you know what? Who cares? My chipboard layering. I love this collection. I love this bright stuff. It just screams summer to me. So I'm super happy with the way this came out, and I love my mini golf theme page. So thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure you go check out Danny's page as well, and stay tuned for day 6 tomorrow. Thanks so much, and stay scrappy, friends.